Actually, time to meme.
There we are.
Ads.
My shortcut button wasn't working to unmute everything, but there we go. So, we are back. Last week, my internet decided it didn't want to work for 30 seconds at a time. So, we had to essentially end the session after, quite frankly, a ridiculously short amount of time. We got barely anything accomplished, but we did do something. So, to basically run over what happened, I'm going to pass you over to our Dungeon Master Devillo, as I quickly remember that I have to log into Sirenscape.
Shit.
Oh, in that case, nobody, only the players heard that. Oh, well, that's fine. So, yes, hello, welcome to the wonderful world of Voarcel, where nothing bad ever happens, honest. So, when last we left off, the party had, in the previous session, the previous proper session, the party had quite a bit of a heart-to-heart. Jurnis had basically revealed to the group a little bit more about her childhood in the town of Gilbrook. There was some interesting stuff regarding her wings, the fact that they're back now. She basically laid everything on the line in regards to her mother, admitting one or two uncomfortable facts about what the deal actually entails, namely her not interfering with her mysterious sister and her plan to literally sacrifice somebody to bring her mother into Voarcel permanently. Icarus also explained a little bit about himself, the fact that he is currently working for an actual deity, has been gifted these new abilities. Actually was able to bring someone back to life from the dead, and as you do, actually as you don't do, because resurrection magic does not exist in Voarcel as far as you guys know. That is not normal. That is a big freaking deal. So there was some back and forth. Basically everybody learned a bit more about each other, and of course Tahu, the treacherous Tahu, revealed all of these secrets by and large to his various employers, because
you mispronounced virtuous Devillo.
Indeed. He informed Lady Cara Gosling of the August Sanctum, and she was surprisingly not that talkative. After that very long plot dump, the only words that she sent in return were "thank you," and Tahu has not heard anything from her since. However, his other friend, shall we say, Lady Chemise and Mazaina, the voidling creature, they were very, very, very concerned with what Tahu had told them, especially in regards to Icarus and his new divine nature.
It's just a phase.
So concerned was he that it seems Mazaina himself decided to visit Sir Icarus, not in a dream, but in the flesh, in so much as a voidling has flesh. So Icarus woke up to see the ceiling was swallowed in shadow, emerald eyes looking down, and assuming fairly that this was just another creepy dream conversation, proceeded to give a little bit of sass to Maza. Maza responded by blasting him with 3 eldritch blasts and flipping gravity in the room, so the bed and everything else not nailed down to the floor was swallowed into the ceiling. From there was a little bit of a combat, where Maza has been basically I don't know if humiliate is the right word, but he was testing Sir Icarus out to see what he was capable of, and as Sir Icarus did his absolute best to beat back the Voidling, Mazina was surprised to see that the damage that Icarus was doing was not what he expected. Fairly average and mundane.
The dice hated him.
Yeah.
Yeah!
That and the fact that poor Icarus was not actually... a lot of his abilities, where they're dedicated to dealing with the undead, Mazina does not count. So, Sir Icarus, I don't quite remember whose turn it was.
Oh, I believe it is Icky's. Like, he just tossed a javelin at Mazina. Because he could see Mazina. We specified that last session.
Yeah, so to clarify, and yeah, this is some clarification now because the DM has since read the rules. Icarus can see 5 feet in front of him, but other than that, it's all solid blackness. And voidlings, whenever they're in absolute darkness, they're considered invisible mechanically. So there was some slight... There's a bit of, fudging on the rules and everything there, but going forward...
So what happened to the hits I got on him in the darkness? Have they been retconned?
No. He has been hit. You have done damage to this creature.
Good! Then Mazina needs to make a concentration check for his darkness.
Oh, you sly dog, you.
DC 10.
Okay. 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 Concentration, he says.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the DM is having a bit of a moment. Where's the concentration? Oh, Constitution. There we go. And this is a saving throw?
Yep.
And what's the DC?
10.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't seem to have any effect on him.
Bollocks. Well, it was worth a shot.
He rolled a 17.
Good thinking.
Yeah, I realised that once there. I was like, hang on a minute, Mazina needs to make a saving throw.
But that's good. That's very good. And bear with me just one moment.
Some serious shit.
Let me just check your character. If you check your character sheet, it should say. No, I'm actually gonna... I'm sorry, my dog's player was just asking a question in regards to... yeah. I'll wait until she gets back on the chat. Can you hear me, beautiful wife?
Yes, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's absolutely fine. So, for clarification to your question, when you check the features tab, which is where your abilities are, you see where it says the thing that you want to do. On the right-hand side, there's a column that says usage, and yeah, that it's listed as an action.
Okay, so that means I can still move and do that.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So, Sir Icarus, it's quite okay. So, Sir Icarus,
Alright.
are there any other... did you use all your actions on your previous turn?
Yes, I did. So, Icarus' turn is basically done.
Okay, so again, to clarify, this blue circle, it's solid magical blackness. However, 5 feet around Sir Icarus, the radiant light of his seraph form is pushing it back, but only by 5 feet.
I hope Jurnis has to spell magic or something like that.
Next up, Jurnis Springsinger. What would you like to do?
Quickly checking my spells. No, I do not. I have detect
Fuck.
magic.
That's definitely
So
you don't need to detect magic for that. You can clearly tell it's magical in nature. But if you're that confused, go right ahead.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Let me think. So I know it is somewhere beyond Icky in this darkness. I was able to see that. And I can see pretty much the corner of Icky.
Yeah, the radiance coming from Icarus is just pushing through the edge of the darkness.
Alright. Well, I'm going to dash to get in here beside Icky. I'm not going to leave him alone in the darkness. 5, 10,
Aww.
15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay.
Can you see where this thing is?
Afraid not. It seems more or less invisible.
Well,
Got a lucky
shit.
shot at it though.
Next.
I have no bonus actions that I can use right now, so... Actually, no, I'm gonna give Icky a Bardic Inspiration.
Okay, make a note, Sir Icarus. You have some inspiration.
I will.
Next up, Graz. I would say this Graz knows exactly where Mazzaina is. Because she marked him
You
Oh,
gorgeous,
right
gorgeous
there.
goblin, you.
Okay. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, as far as the little goblin can scurry.
Mm-hmm.
And... No, let's not do that. That would be a very silly thing to do. Instead, let's just shoot the bastard. Eh.
oh
So,
dear.
what I'd like you to do is, I would like you to roll a D100. Okay. So, roll me the damage on your longbow. I was about to say it's not 61 damage, is it? Oh, 10. There we go. Jurnis, please take 10 points of piercing damage as Graz's arrow nicks your shoulder.
Ow.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Wait, really? 10 damage did that much to you?
No, I did math, Bert, and wrote down 10 hit points instead of detracting 10 hit points.
I was gonna say, I freaked out that it's like, oh my gosh, she's so squishy.
I'm squishy, but not that squishy.
Sorry, Red!
Well, Graz would know.
Well, this is true.
Oh
Yeah, that's
my.
true.
She would.
Damn
Now,
it, Graz.
here's the thing. Unless I'm mistaken, Graz has 2 attacks.
She does. So she's gonna try again.
Mm-hmm. A 13. A 13, unfortunately, will not hit. This time, you actually hear the arrow this time as it whistles just between you and Icarus, and probably you hear a thunking sound of metal hitting stone somewhere over there.
Aww. Thank you for the help, Graz.
Jurnis bites her tongue.
Next up, Mr. Tahu. What would you like to do?
On.
I move,
Okay.
and then I'm just, I'm gonna throw my daggers again.
Okay, where are you throwing?
Pathetically.
Where are you throwing your daggers?
Aiming slightly higher.
Okay. And roll me just for the sake of it, roll me an attack.
Straight D20.
Oh no, that was just a 4. Okay, yeah. Basically, Jurnis, you hear a metal clunk just over here, and you look down and you see a dagger embedded in the floor, just at the edge of the darkness next to Icarus.
Like standing between the enemy and everybody is a bad idea.
Mm-hmm. Next
And
up.
Was that thrown at us or just thrown randomly into the darkness?
Yes.
He doesn't have magic missile, so he has to attack the darkness another way.
Yeah. Okay, so first of all, Mazzaina is going to heal for this amount.
Is there some rule about magic missile and darkness?
It's a joke.
It's
I
a
think that's a
meme.
joke from
Okay. I
like
just had to
2E.
ask.
Also, that was a perfect opportunity for you to play the rim shot sound effect.
I have one screen and one pair of hands, but since you requested it, anyways, there we go.
Lovely.
So, next up, let's see. What's he gonna do? I would say both Jurnis and Icarus. You feel this slight coldness near you as out of the darkness, right in front of you, basically coming out from the magical darkness that Icarus is pushing away, the voidling itself appears. This black mass of tendrils and tentacles and eyes. However, as he's getting closer and closer to Icarus, it's like his form becomes more indistinct and see-through, and more at the core you see this 4-foot black orb pulsing, and it's from that orb that this happens. So that's going to be a 1, that's going to be a 2, that's going to be a 3.
Interesting.
So 1, 2, 3 more solid black tendrils whip out from the orb. The first one is, because he is still technically the highest threat, Sir Icarus, I'm assuming a 30 is going to hit you. Oh,
yes.
Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so, first of all, I'm just going to push some buttons, and I'm going to see what happens.
I don't like that.
Neither do I.
First of all, you feel this horrible slashing sensation across your front as the tentacle hits. And then there's this sickly burning sensation as necrotic energy pulses through the wound. Now, you don't have any kind of resistance to necrotic damage, is that correct?
I don't.
Okay.
Zombie.
How many hit points does Icarus have left?
One.
You have 1 hit point remaining. Awesome. Miss Springsinger.
Not for long.
Miss Springsinger, does a 23 hit you?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Oh my gosh, you've got to be kidding me. So here's the thing. Most of that's crit damage. So you take that many slashing and that many necrotic.
Hellish Rebuke.
Okay, roll it.
Oh,
6 fire damage. Okay, and the third tendril. Who looks the most? I mean, both of you look badly injured. But
I mean, come on, Dennis. You know who he's going to attack.
I'm assuming 25 hits Sir Icarus.
Yes.
Oh no.
Okay. Oh geez. So that's going to be a 13 slashing. And fortunately, he rolled a nat 1 on his necrotic damage, so that's just 4 on top of that.
Okay.
So, Sir Icarus is currently unconscious.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
The slashing damage was enough to take him down to 0, so would Icarus have to make... Would Icarus get 2 automatic deaths,
No.
Okay.
The way... This is how I
That
rule it.
idea in his head.
No. I'm not an ass. Well, I am an asshole, but I'm not that kind of asshole. But excuse me, Miss Springsinger, I saw that health bar.
what? Oh, I didn't do that intentionally. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I just opened my D&D Beyond so I could check how many spell slots I have because I don't have it on this new character sheet.
It's okay.
Okay, so the automatic death save failures are as part of a... from
That would be the
unique
next
attack. Yes.
Yeah, because here's the thing.
part of a
I think
current
that's a
one.
bit too mean-spirited.
That is.
Unless he did 5 billion damage in one go, then no, we're not going to do that. So for the moment, we just do death saves as normal.
Okay.
I would say
However-
if you did like double your health in a single attack, that's obviously a death.
Them's the rules, yeah.
Absolutely. I'm with Cream on that one. Well, anyway, so having made those attacks, Sir Icarus, Jurnis, you find yourself completely alone in the darkness as the light that Sir Icarus was giving off disappears. And in that brief moment, you feel tendrils slowly move over your face, and a whispering voice a mere inch from your face. If you come down and interfere with my plans, I promise I will take my time breaking you. And then you hear the window next to you shatter. And you feel this cold rush of air coming from this area here. Next up, the good boy. What would Fowlin like to do?
Oh, crap. Well, I think my plan just got fucked. Okay, did Mazaina go out the window? Or you just shattered it?
You know what? Fowlin isn't an idiot. Give me an intelligence check.
Okay,
Oh, holy shit. Okay, yeah, animal cunning. You haven't been able to... That's double 20s. Okay. I would say this. You haven't been able to see much of what's going on because it's all darkness and everything, but you've heard the noises of the combat, and you would know that there are windows nearby, and this creature, whatever it is, this really dangerous predator, it probably can't take all of you on at once. So it makes sense that it might be leaving.
Okay.
I honestly can't give you more than that, even with a 20, but that was a really good roll. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how I did that, but yay. Okay, well then I would like to...
I will say this as well. I will give you this additional thing. You could just about see the really nice... scent makes sense, but unfortunately, given how far away the fight was from where the Fowlin was, that doesn't make much sense. 45 feet. Also, I will tell you this. You could just about see Sir Icarus through this thick layer of darkness, and you saw him crumple and the light fade. So you know he's in danger.
Right, so I'm going to teleport 40 feet forward.
Okay.
The dog can teleport, guys.
I can't grab him, so
okay.
Oh, my keen eye doth see that in the combat tracker, the good boy has a blink dog as his display picture. So I think Fallon's a reskinned blink dog. I might be wrong.
You might
just have a lot of blink dog abilities.
Yes, exactly.
Underwear. So
So, Fallon, basically, incidentally, you've got the measurement tool selected in order to get your movement tool. You just go over to token controls on the left, and then hit select tokens on the right. So, you teleport into the darkness, and you can't see, but you can smell Sir Icarus. You also smell Jurnis. You know their scents. You know the sound that she's making. You also smell blood, and you feel that you're on top of Icarus.
Would I have heard the window smash though?
Yes, this window here appears. You can hear the wind. You can feel the breeze, the cold night air coming in.
Let's see, what's my movement?
And for the record, anybody who's inside this circle, it is literally blackness.
Okay.
And you are on the second floor.
Oh fuck! Damn it. Okay.
Do you have any healing abilities?
I don't think so.
Dog reasonably do a medicine check?
I don't think so.
I don't think dog can reasonably.
And the magic spit will heal it. No, I don't need it.
Dogs have the cleanest
Nice
mouth.
comforting doggy kisses.
Okay, well, I guess I will just run up to the window and I don't know, I'll just bark in the general out into the blackness.
Okay.
A very puppy reaction.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that's all I can really do because I've used my action. I can't really do it because I would have been able to bite after that, like right after that, but then he left. So like, damn it. So I'll just I'll just stand at the window and come back here, you coward bitch thing.
So Icarus, we've not done this for a while, but I'm actually going to give the player the option here. Would you like to roll death saving throws, or would you like me to roll death saving throws and not tell you the answer?
I'd rather seal my own fate, thank you.
There we go. I allow the player to decide. So, roll me your first death saving throw.
With disadvantage due to being a celestial.
Oh no!
Wait, really?
Yes! I forgot about that!
I had no idea.
Yeah. He's not a humanoid anymore. He's a seraph.
Icarus does not belong on this plane, so it keeps trying to pull him out. But he got a 16, so he's fine.
Disadvantage?
Yep.
It says here to... Oh, no, yeah, I see it on the screen. Awesome, okay, very good. Next up is going to be Miss Springsinger. You hear the window explode, you heard the rather sinister taunt, and you saw Icarus fall. You also heard Dog nearby barking at the air. What would you like to do?
Okay, I'm going to drop to my knees, start feeling around until I can touch Bird Boy.
Give me investigation. To be honest, he's literally right next to you. It'll take a second, but yeah, you'll be able to find him. What would you like to do?
And then I'm going to cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level.
Okay. So allow me. That's gonna be. Okay.
It's good that you can cast that now, Jurnis. You were having trouble at 2nd level last session.
Yeah, I figured out what was wrong. For some reason, my character sheet thought I had minus spell slots.
Yeah, all of our sheets were buggy as fuck last session.
Oh yes, there was an update with the Foundry, and like a fool, the DM thought it was a good idea to update it an hour before a game started. Anyway, so yeah, Icarus. Do you want to describe what happens, Jurnis, to Icarus as you lay your hands on him?
Do you want to say that again?
I was saying, did you want to describe what happens to Icarus as you lay your hands on him?
Apart from copious amount of swears, she just crushes down and casts the spell by grabbing what is the nearest thing. So I just want to imagine that I've just slammed my palm against his beak.
Okay. Icarus, you suddenly come to with a gasp, and someone's got their hand on your snoot.
Please remove your hand from my beak, Miss
Oh, thank God he's
Springsinger.
alive. Icky, I really need you to stand up right now. Are you alright?
Considering the alternative was death, I'm doing swimmingly.
Does the light turn back on?
It should.
Well, let me just read up the rules on darkness here.
Does Icky the nightlight turn back on?
Oh,
I
his
mean,
light, yes.
yeah.
Yeah. His light has turned on. So within 5 foot aura, you can see that. So I would say you'd also see dog as well.
Icarus wakes up and sees an underlit Jurnis leaning over him. Glorious.
The light inside has gone out, but I still work.
Anything else?
That's pretty much all she could do. She's no real other bonus actions.
Okay, and Graz, with a hunter's mark, would be able to tell that Maza is floating over here and moving at speed down.
Shoot at her through the window!
It's Graz's turn yet.
You know, I'm sorry that ping marker went away at the perfect time.
Mm-hmm.
Just
How so?
it's like you said, and moving down, and then it just shrinks down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. From there, can Graz see it?
Unfortunately, no. You are shooting through a wall. From there, I'd say she could just angle herself around, maybe, but it would be with disadvantage.
Alright. She's gonna take the shot. She's
Okay.
gonna shout out that she sees it going, so...
There's a bastard!
Okay.
Roll it.
First attack, second attack.
So a 17. Oh. Okay. So the first attack. And the second attack. Okay. I would say this in spite of them. Oh, wait, no. The second attack would have missed actually because that's a 15. My bad. But no. Well, who cares? At the very least, the first attack, it shatters.
I forgot.
Hmm?
Hunter's mark damage.
Oh,
D6.
yeah. Roll the 1d6 then.
That was 1d6, sorry about that. I
Mm.
keep forgetting that it's 1d6 and not 1d4. Alright, 6! Haha!
Okay.
Haha!
Okay. Maza is reduced to that many hit points. Okay, that is actually pretty good. From Graz's perspective, she just sees this dark, chuckling shape drifting down. When time slows and she takes a shot, the first one shatters the window, goes straight through, and just nicks something within the mass. And the creature sort of like flinches. The second shot goes wide, but after that, she sees it just drop like, not so much like a stone, but start to move really fast. She actually did some damage to it. Next up, for the last round in this little encounter, Mr. Tahu. I would say you have a better shot at the creature than they do. What are you gonna do? Yeah.
Oh, Tahu.
What are you gonna do, Tahu?
Yes, what are you going to do?
The token
Tyler?
won't let me move out the window because it's a wall.
Yes, that is correct. And you're also on the second floor and can't fly.
But it's broken. I don't care.
Okay.
Into this window, but okay.
I was saying because, and to
That's
clarify, you've run into the darkness. Tahu wouldn't be able to see anything inside this blue circle.
Yeah, but I know. I've heard the witch window.
Yeah, but this window,
Okay.
Graz shot through this window down here and broke it, and you can get
Yeah.
good views.
No, the broken one that
Yeah, the creature. broke this
Mazain
one.
went through.
Graz broke this one.
Yes.
Like, I know what I'm doing. I'm willing
Okay.
to take the risk
Okay.
of damage on both ends.
Okay.
I'm jumping out the fucking window.
Okay then. Would someone kindly look up the rules of fall damage for me?
Yeah, sure.
What is
1d6 per 10 feet fallen.
Okay, and it's a second story, so how many would that be?
It's
That
roughly 12 feet a story.
Yeah.
So I would say round it down to 2 or round it up to 3. 3d6.
Okay. Yeah, okay, we can do 2d6, that's fine.
Shit, yeah, I'm taking
Or,
damage.
yeah, a
Acrobatics, one to
14.
your choice.
Still taking
Yeah.
damage. Whatever, I take damage.
Okay, so let me just roll 2d6. That is going to be that amount of damage. So it's going to be 9 points of damage to Tahu. As the Kenku is now here on the floor. And he's currently prone.
I would say that's a full run act. Yeah, especially if I'm prone, I can't do anything.
Oh, unfortunately, yes. What it was that you were trying to do, or was that part of your
Get out the
performance?
window and attempt to throw a dagger, but like,
I
just
will
getting out the window
allow-
looks enough.
I will
Throw that from
allow you
prone.
to throw the dagger if you want, but
Through darkness.
No,
He'd
I'm
be
prone.
out of the
I
damage now because he'd be
I
underneath
jumped out the
radius.
window.
that is true actually. At this point, because of the way the darkness is set up, you're just underneath, so you can actually see Mazza. But...
Based
Anything
on
else?
rules, prone would make it so I can't do anything.
No, you
Fair
don't
enough.
know.
I didn't have the
Yeah,
dagger ready.
Oh,
Who knows what he's doing?
Okay then. And at that point, using, let's see, his 50 feet of movement, plus dashing, I would say at that point, Mazza is going to be out of it, which would bring the encounter to a close. So, after a moment or two, the darkness is going to fade. What would you all like to do now?
Jurnis is going to pop another healing spell into Icky.
Okay, roll it.
Second level.
Thank you.
Hold still, Beaky boy, you're bleeding.
Okay.
It'll beat you back to health.
Are you alright? Where did
Icarus.
this come from?
Hang on.
It's okay. I've added for healing. There we go.
Thank you. It was over my bed. It was just there. I thought it was another mental manipulation from afar. Turns out it was very much real. Yes, needless to say, I won't be spending another night in the Tardy Tyro.
At least alone. My god. Wait a minute.
Okay.
Tahu, you alright? Kind of jumped out a window.
Where? I would say,
Dennis.
to save you some time, dude, I'm going to actually put you.
I just realized that this
Yeah.
is entirely was the second floor, and there was no entrance to here.
Yeah, I know. I was just like, what is he doing? Okay, fair enough. But anyway, eventually you would get back up there while they're having this conversation. Yes, Coobs, what can I do for you?
Yeah, no conversation. I'm fucking Sir Icarus. I cannot let the evil get away. So I have to, like, leap out the fucking window, spread those wings, and make a sweep and try and chase him down.
Okay. In that case,
If
Sir
Tahu
Icarus-
didn't catch you in time before you came back, I would let you know that that's a waste of time.
Hmm.
Jurnis
So,
is gonna
Icarus-
I don't give a
try
fuck.
and grab him to stop him before he jumps out the
I would-
roof.
I would let you know that I saw it go down.
Here's the thing. Icarus, understandably, wants to pursue. Tahu, limping a little bit because just fell out of a window. You wouldn't have got there in time. Jurnis, give me, I would say this, just for the fun of it, just give me a basic athletics. Okay. So Icarus, give me a strength with advantage.
Okie dokie. Though I also have proficiency in athletics, so can I roll that instead?
It is up to you because the DM has the mental image of Jurnis going with you unwittingly as you fly off. Because you do both have wings now.
Ah!
I did say advantage.
Okay, good.
So, Jurnis, you are flying again.
Jump!
As
Go!
both you and Sir Icarus are out of the window. So, would Jurnis please? Yeah. I would say give me a dexterity. Actually, athletics I think is a good one. Give us another athletics. I would say you don't crash completely. You try to follow. Yeah, there's a moment where it's like, oh god, I'm flying. Oh no, I'm not. Oh no, shit. And you basically end up in the lawn roundabout here.
Full scorpion.
Dennis.
Yes, sir.
Sir Icarus would attempt to catch the flailing tiefling.
Fair enough. In that case, I would say athletics with advantage, 19. There's a moment or two where you're like, oh shit, but no, it takes a minute, but you two are flying together. It's very Neverland, very Peter and Wendy with the holding of the hands.
So, you know, with the Arrocakkra with murderous intent in his eyes.
Yes.
Can you read my
I think
mind?
it'd be less holding of the hands and more like he's just got her by the back of the jacket.
Okay then. So, let me just bring us to the slightly more appropriate screen for this. Yeah, let's go to this one. So, I would like an investigation check from both of you guys, or an investigation with I would say from both of you. It would be safer. So
Yeah. Please salvage this. Thank you, Miss Springsinger.
Okay.
Bird's
Holy
just too
shit.
angry.
The doubles. So, Icarus, you are fuming with. What is Icarus feeling right now?
Righteous fury.
Yeah, pretty much. Righteous fury. And just pissed off to all hell. Like, you know, he can't get a fucking moment's rest in this place without some sort of invasion.
Okay. So,
And
you're
he's
very
gonna be damned. He's gonna be damned if evil is gonna slip away again.
Yeah, you're just choking on your rage at the moment. However, Jurnis, you glance around and you see, you hear the gasping of, townsfolk as in front of several people in the main street, you see Mazina off to the left charge through a crowd and impact into the street. There's this moment where you're wondering what the hell's going on, and you see this basically this manhole just shatter through several eldritch blasts as the voidling slips down into the sewer. Say again?
Speaking of eldritch blast.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
Over there,
Now, refresh my memory. What is the range of Eldritch Blast? Because it's pretty fucking long, isn't it?
120 feet.
Yeah.
I'll allow that. I would actually say with disadvantage, but 16 is his armor class. So yeah, just as he's heading down, you ping him off the side.
Hey, Jurnis.
You could swear you
You're
heard.
5th level.
Yes.
So you get another attack.
No, I am 5th level, but I am not 5 levels of warlock.
It doesn't work like that. Cantrips go off your character level, not your class level.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Yeah.
Oh,
man.
then I have 2 beams.
Yep.
Yeah. Roll
Shoot.
again if you want.
Sure.
It is with disadvantage because of the range.
Why do I get the feeling that you just slide down doing taste my lightning fucker hand gesture?
I'm sorry to say that the second one does not hit. However, you do almost hit one of the scattering crowd. The image of a flying tiefling raining down destruction upon the townsfolk might be an issue, but I'm sure we can get to that in a moment. However, you did succeed in pinging Mazza as he went into the sewers. Do you wish to pursue?
You're going after it, aren't you, Icky?
I'd very much like to, but I get the feeling you'd object.
I'm not going to let you go alone. Come on, it's hurt. We can probably kill it if we catch it.
Together then. Swoosh! We are pursuing this fucker.
Okay, you are pursuing the fucker. Okay.
Message. Graz, we're over here. Come. Bring the rest.
Did you send a message to Graz?
Yes.
Okay. She's like, hang on, I can still track it. Just wait. Do you wait for her?
Graz is asking us to wait. She says she can track it with a hunter's mark.
It is dark down there. We'll be at a disadvantage, so as much as I hate waiting, we better wait.
But Jurnis, it's getting away!
Oh, God damn it.
Okay. Where's my clackies?
Giggity clack.
Dennis just sent you a message.
Yes. Bear with me a moment. Again, only one plate at a time. Oh yeah, I was going to respond to that earlier. Yeah, sure. We can get to that when we get round to because we will see what Wex and everyone else has been doing while all this bullshit was going on shortly. So, Kubur, you were rolling some dice.
Yes. The dice say pursue.
Okay, so we will get to that later. Meanwhile, Mr. Greenstride and I believe Ang as well. You guys were doing your own thing in the meantime. Now, Sephi, what is it that Skullface is working on at the moment?
Well, technically speaking, what I asked you about, he would have to know that Mazina doesn't like light, so I don't think he'd know about that yet.
Oh, so that would be later. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Is there okay then.
I'll say he was heading back to I'll say he was heading back to Vitali Taro though.
Okay, I would say roundabout at this point you would get back to the tavern just in time to see Jurnis and Icarus. You would have heard the Eldritch blasts as you went round the corner and you saw Jurnis and Icarus flying as Icarus charges straight for this open sewer where there's people scattering around and running looking for the guard. Meanwhile, I would actually say on the other end of the city.
Just as a heads up, as Jurnis is diving towards the sewer gate, she's going to shout "Warden business." Flash the
Okay.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Okay. So, Seedie.
Yes.
You have been, while all of this was going on, you have spent the day wandering around the city, chatting with various individuals of dubious moral nature in an attempt to find a particular type of... Basically, you're trying to find a solution to a problem. And eventually, you have been led to this small, dark side alley. An unmarked door, 3 doors down. Been told to knock a certain number of times before entering. I'm assuming you do this.
Indeed, I do.
Okay. You knock the knock. The door unlocks and slowly opens. Do you enter?
I would like to roll an investigation first if I can.
Absolutely.
Don't want to be jumped.
Investigate 12. You don't sense anyone nearby, but you have seen plenty of cases where certain people, such as Lady Gosling, wave their fingers and doors open. So, given the nature of what you're trying to acquire, not entirely unexpected. As you walk through, the door closes itself behind you with a click. Before you, half in the shadow, is a rather... Well, it's a smile, but you wouldn't exactly call it a friendly smile. Human figure. Bald head, large ears. Very
You.
two-figure-in. Hello, hello. Now, how can I be of assistance to you, my dear? Word is you're looking for something a little bit special, is that correct?
Yes, you know of the item.
Well, yeah, word travels. You were very specific about what you wanted, and Trust is a guy who can get things for the right price, of course. For those interested, the DM is just trying to bring up the correct item. Sorry, they changed the... there we go. There he is. Why? There we go. Show plays. Show all. Boop. And
I know
that's
who this
that
is
guy.
a reference to.
Yes. Now
His
then.
name's Trusty. Oh, great.
Exactly. So, what exactly are we willing to part with? Now, these are very unique, bespoke items, and not really the sort of things that you want out in the mundane world, shall we say. I could get in trouble for giving this sort of ordinance out.
Who would I say I acquired it from? Hmm?
Well, if you're smart, nobody.
I assume Trusty isn't your real name.
Well, I mean, I'm sure I've been called other more appropriate names, but no, I would appreciate it if you were to forget even that name. Be a lot easier, yeah? Oh.
Well, as you wish. Though I assume the price will be more than gold.
Ooh, what have you got that's better than gold?
The way you spoke just now, I kind of got the impression that I'd have to pay a price more, dire than gold.
Oh, nothing dire, nothing dire. I just like, I think value. I like to make use of things of value. I mean, even you mundanes have your gold spent just as well as people in the real world. But if you've got something better than gold, I think we could make a deal. Now, just one of these and he basically makes a somewhat elaborate gesture with his hand, and almost like being pulled from behind like a magician would produce something. You see this small, round, metallic sphere with a blue button. Just one of these would set you back, I'd say, 500 gold. One time used, of course, but it's less their utility and more the risk of handling such items.
You know, I think I may have something that will interest you.
Really? You tell.
Okay. She's gonna reach into a bag. I'm gonna roll a sleight of hand. So, whatever it is I'm doing, does he detect it?
He actually, no, not to your knowledge. 22, I would
All right.
say, would beat his passive perception.
Okay. I am going to take the motion sensor out of its box and put my tinderbox inside it.
Okay.
This was given to me. This was given to me by someone with a lot of knowledge about ancient artifacts. It is some sort of motion detector. One use only. But I'm certain someone like you get a lot of information out of such an item. Maybe even reproduce such a thing.
Oh, I see. Well, no, I mean, that might be of value, I suppose. Give me a quick insight check.
I know this game. You're just trying to freaking pay hard to get, so I jack up the offer.
Seedie, give me an insight check, if you'd be so kind.
Yeah.
With an 11. With an 11, it's hard to get an exact read on him. He does seem to register a slight disappointment at the realization of what this is. But whether or not that is him just playing the game or not, you can't tell.
Okay. How about I sweeten the deal for you?
Oh, please do. I've got a very sweet tooth. Several, in fact.
How does 1,000 gold catch you?
Well, I mean, I'm a reasonable fella. 1,000 gold for one piece, that's a bit silly. No. But 500 each, I think is reasonable. I'd be happy to give you. He does another gesture with his other hand, and suddenly he has 2 of the metallic orbs.
How does one use these?
Oh, it's pretty simple. All you need to do is push the button here, throw it, and wherever it impacts, that's where the area of effect takes place.
So, let's say if I was to activate it and slip it onto them into their bag, say.
Now that would be tricky, because the thing is, it's mainly designed for impact. That's what really sets it off. The pushing the button, that kind of primes it, but the trigger is the impact. So if this is a case of you're trying to make sure that someone doesn't know what you're doing, you'd have to get a bit creative. I mean, you could maybe, as you say, put it in the backpack and then give them a good old slap on the shoulder and a thumbs up. That'd set it off.
And what would stop them exactly from stepping out of this area?
Well, it emanates from the area where the grenade is, so it's 20-foot radius. It's a good question, actually. I don't think that the area moves. It's more based on wherever it's set off. It's like an area of effect. It doesn't really follow the grenade.
Now you see, this won't do. The area of effect is far too wide, and
Now the thing is, you're asking for something very specific. So what is it you're trying to do precisely?
well, I want a certain individual to not overhear something. This individual has a rather good memory. And able to
Okay.
relay information. I'm sure you understand.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So, well, there's a few ways of passing information. You could send a message. You could always just write something down. That's a traditional way that you mundanes communicate, as far as I'm aware. You could send a more creative message. There are ways of communicating without speaking. Telepathy.
Do you have anything that grants telepathy?
For a brief period of time, but it's probably not something that you would want as a permanent addition. Might cause a little bit of damage if it wasn't installed correctly. Actually, though, having said that, I do know a fella. He's a doctor. Very interesting work with genetic modification and all that. He might be of use.
What was his name again? I'm speaking over. I'm speaking out of character here.
Yeah. You mean the merchant?
No, the doctor.
Oh, you're Dr. Eli Cathal. Although technically, did you... Now, here's the thing. Refresh my memory. You met Dr. Cathal, didn't you?
Yes.
There we go. Yes.
Oh, Dr. Eli.
Yeah. I think with the right materials, you might be able to convince him to, do some work on you. I mean, that's your business, though. I mean, he's the only person I know who I would personally trust with a graft operation like that. But, yeah, that would be a one-way street, my dear. Very easy to get items like that inserted, very difficult to get them removed. And they are far more expensive. But not impossible to get.
Well, let's see.
Depends. How long... When exactly do you need this taken care of? Are we on a deadline? I mean, what's the deal?
Very soon. We have a rather important arrangement. Very soon. We will be away from this godforsaken place for goodness knows how long.
And you'd prefer to get this done before then? Well, I could make some inquirements, see if I can get the relevant parts. And if you can sweet talk the good doctor, you might be able to get it done, but we're talking a bare minimum 2,000.
I just have enough.
you'll be able to talk to people without anyone else knowing. With hardly any side effects.
Let's see. How do I do saving throws?
When you click on your character sheet on the attributes, and you click on, say, where it's like this, that, and the other, wisdom save. Yeah, so that's a 17.
Yep, she's deciding against doing that.
Okay. Okay.
Alright, well, thank you anyway. I feel bad for wasting your time, so I will purchase one of those devices. I'm pretty sure it can come in handy eventually.
Very well. That's no bad feelings, my friend. Over 500 gold pieces, yeah?
Yes.
There we go. He takes the gold and hands you one of these items, which I am putting in your inventory.
I already lowered the money.
Mm-hmm. Not a problem. Well, again, I apologize that I was not able to provide a service at this time. However, Trusty is always open to business. And if you change your mind in regards to, making a change for the better, don't hesitate to let me know. Now, would you be interested in a way to defend yourself if you're dealing with someone that you don't trust? If you're going on what I assume would be a little voyage with this person?
Could we pause for 2 seconds while I go to the toilet? Sorry.
Not a problem, Paul. Not a problem.
I've been holding it for a while. Sorry.
It's all good. It's all good.
Quick question.
Yes.
Devillo, this is not the same salesman that Chemise met. What is it?
This is 110% the same dude. This is the individual who the party first met in Dorchesilo, the small illegal mining town. And when Icarus mentioned Chemise being an undead, he didn't give two shits. When Icarus described Mazaina as a voidling, he looked concerned and he walked around the corner and disappeared.
Yep.
So
I just wasn't sure if it was the same person. Thank you for confirming it is.
No problem. It is the same person.
I thought it might be.
Mm-hmm. And yes, it is 110% a Patches reference. So.
Yeah, I also like to imagine that Jurnis' first attempt to land after things just ends up full scorpion. Just skidding on the ground, legs over the back of the head.
Patch's best Dark Souls character.
Yes,
she meant to do that, didn't she, Jurnis?
Scrambling to her feet, dusting herself off. Nobody saw it. Walk quickly.
Actually, Patch's best Soulsborne character because he's in also Bloodborne.
Yeah. Yep.
And he's a spider.
Demon Souls.
I'm back.
And the Kingdoms games.
Oh,
I'm sorry about that.
Oh, not a problem. Not a problem. So he Trusty, so I almost called him a different name. I don't know why I did that. Well, he offers you a few different weapons. However, there's various glaives, there's halberds, there's crossbows, short swords, and the like. However, he smiles and says, "But you probably don't need something like that. You want something a little special." And he pulls out it seems to be similar in design to, you've seen flintlock pistols before. This seems different. Seems a little more angular, made completely of metal, box-like, dark coloured, with a slight light at the back. And as you examine it, while he holds on to it, not handing it over, of course, you see a little, almost like a counter at the side that has the number 49.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is this a fucking ray gun?
Maybe.
It is, isn't it?
I mean, maybe.
Cloak's just gonna be. Oh, sorry, not Cloak. No. Seedie's just gonna say, the heck is that?
Oh, this is a little something that we enjoy in the real world, my darling. And he's going to point to one of the. Basically, this is a really run-down, abandoned-looking area, and you would assume that this is not his actual shop. This is just somewhere he's arranged to meet. You see several bottles and bits and pieces of crap that are up against the shelves, and he points, and this beam of magical energy or something shoots out from this pistol and shatters the bottle into 1,000 pieces.
It's a first ridiculous.
It's all right. Bit flashy. I'll give you 400 gold.
Oh, 400 and the little toy that you offered earlier. To be fair, just like the grenade, these things aren't usually meant for people like you. And I don't mean to be condescending, but you could get in a lot of trouble having one of these on you.
Quick question before I make a decision. The number on the back. The number on the back. What does that represent?
He shows it you again, and it is now set to 48.
And how do I increase that number?
You come back to me, and I sell you the ammunition.
I see. You know what? Because of Trusty's show of power, and he ain't gonna anger him, so she is actually going to offer. Well, before she even considers offering the motion sensor.
Mm-hmm.
How about 500?
Yeah, all right, fair enough. That's a fair deal. Very kind of you.
500 for the ball. 500 for the whatever the heck that is.
Just call it a pistol. It's easier that way. But you do want to be careful who sees you with that. And of course, if anybody asks where you got it, you didn't get it from me. Unless they're looking to buy, of course.
I think I may know someone who would make a great client of yours.
Oh, do tell, my dear.
He's rather interested in this sort of thing, and you might be rather interested in it.
A collector of ancient relics, is that correct?
Well, I wouldn't say that, but firearms.
Oh, even better. Okay, a connoisseur. That I can get behind. Who is this individual?
An individual who wears a skull over his face.
Oh, the little goblin fella. Oh, so he's into his guns, is he?
Yeah, from what little I know, I've only known him for a few days, of course, but
Hmm.
he seems very attached to them.
Well, I might. Let me put it to you this way. Do you think he would be as equally morally flexible as your fine self to deal with good old Trusty? Because being a connoisseur of fine armaments is one thing, being willing to do what you need to do to acquire them is something altogether different, my girl.
She doesn't know, but she's just gonna say yes. So
Give me a deception check, please. Yes.
Good luck.
Now, I appreciate you trying to give me some extra business. I do appreciate that, because gold spends very well no matter where you get it from. However, I prefer to curate my own clientele. So, for the foreseeable future, I will do my own research on Mr. Skullface. Alright? But thank you for giving me a name to add to my little list.
Well, okay, but when he sees me using this doohickey, he's gonna start asking questions, and I don't think I can.
I would advise you to make sure that he doesn't. Unless you say something along the lines of, "You found it." Again, you didn't get it from me.
I think I have the perfect story. I will claim I got it from the same place I got this motion detector.
Makes sense. Well then, is there anything else I can do for you, my dear charming lady?
You've been quite helpful. Here's your 500 gold.
Thank you so kindly. You will find the relevant content is now in your inventory. And fun fact, whenever you use the laser pistol, it will automatically deplete the energy cell.
Sweet.
I know, right? Foundry is good when it works.
Can I sneak attack with this thing?
Oh, you can try.
You can sneak attack with range weapons, yes.
Oh, the first one's definitely going to be a sneak attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one can see that coming.
Sorry, what did I come back to?
Trusty just hand over a laser pistol,
Which,
and Seedie is asking if she can sneak attack with it. And I started laughing and said, "You can try." But mechanically, yes, you can.
Whoever level up far enough, that was actually part of the build of mine.
I imagine, like, the trail it leaves kind of gives away my position, though.
Yes, you saw the light beam. It's not so much. It's not like, say, a Star Trek phaser. It's more sort of a pew kind of thing. Or sorry, more of a kind of thing.
I'm loving this very complicated world.
Thank you.
All right. I guess I'll be heading on back then.
Stay safe, darling. Hope to see you again soon.
Thank you for your help. I'll make do with what was given. Hopefully, I can make this plan work.
As you head to, I'm assuming you're saying this as you're heading out?
Yeah.
As you turn back, he's not there.
Strange person.
Strange
place!
Meanwhile, I believe Icarus and Jurnis were about to make a very smart decision. But if you bear with me, the DM just needs to AFK for 10 seconds. Be right back.
Boy howdy, I'm gonna kill our characters.
Yeah,
If
well,
I didn't already nearly do that myself.
I was gonna say as soon as
Being an O for Vengeance Paladin has its drawbacks.
I
Honestly, I hope not, because Skullface has an idea the second you all tell him that Maz didn't like the light.
Just wondering if
Yeah.
Ethan's gonna bring up the fact that I used Eldritch Blast later.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? Did you take a fucking Warlock level?
Maybe.
But yeah, you've basically said as such earlier.
The fact that you said,
Your
you're not
mom's
fire.
your patron, ain't she?
Maybe.
And the fact that Jurnis didn't, the fact that Jurnis mentioned she wasn't a high enough level to do a high level version of that attack, kind of gave it
Yep.
away too.
That was, yeah.
It's like, come on!
She was also wrong.
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
Does that mean I have to try and do it in a Texan accent now?
I have a laser gun.
Does Jurnis have Hex?
Hex?
Hex, the spell.
Oh, Hex!
What? Oh,
Right. No.
Hex,
heard it
H-E-X.
No.
Hex died.
I heard it with a hard P as well.
So did I.
Hex.
X gonna give it to me.
Hex.
I was
Hex.
about to say no, she has tits. What's wrong with you?
Women have pecs too under those tits, I think. I don't know.
They do, yes.
Yes,
they have pectoral
technically.
muscles.
Yes, 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 we do.
That's what. Because if I know my anatomy right, the muscles on under the two. I don't know. I just there's some logic here, because it wouldn't make sense to have the breast tissue under the muscle, because then how is the milk getting
Nah,
to
it's
the
pecs
nipple?
and then the mammary flesh is on top.
Yep.
What,
Yes.
what did I walk in on then?
We're
Apparently we're
discussing
talking
lady
about
pecs.
Anatomy.
Yeah. Basically,
Sure.
someone,
We all
yes, go.
greatly misheard Kubur. He asked if Jurnis had hex, but whatever way he said it, we all heard him say pecs.
I
was
heard
gonna say-
hacks.
Jurnis's tits like everyone else. And then we started debating about whether or not women actually have pectoral muscles, and yes, they do.
Yes, we do.
The more you know.
So yeah, this is the random conversations we have.
Yes.
I absolutely love this group. So yeah, thank you for the patience there, guys. So, you guys, both Icarus and Jurnis, in this day that never ends. So you were both planning on heading down the sewer in
Yep.
pursuit of Mazina,
Mm-hmm.
and you were not waiting for Graz. Is
Nope.
that correct? Okay then.
No, sadly not. Jurnis
All
sent
right.
a message just basically saying, we can't wait. Follow us as soon as you can.
Okay. I hope you were marking off those spell slots as well, by the
I
way.
was.
Mhm. So,
No, message is a
I-
cantrip.
Yes,
it's a
it is.
cantrip for you. Oh yeah, because it's like your it's a difference between message and sending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always get that confused. Anyway, in that case, I would say I want a. Give me a investigation check, Icarus and Jurnis. This would be. Oh! 1 sec. Nope. Fuck. Close your eyes. Fuck. Son of a. Ah!
I'd see it.
Yeah. Give me a second. Mother of sodomy. Ah!
Being sincere, didn't see anything. You have patches to thank for that.
I was trying to load something and clicked the wrong button. So we'll just say that this is the thing. Okay.
Who, Kuba? Patches?
Never heard of that guy. Okay, so back over to the area that you guys are actually in, which is this one.
Did CDC Did CDC trust the squatting by any chance?
Yes, that's exact. He's basically exactly how he was in the picture.
Mm.
I would actually say as well, just because it's a little more appropriate, let's have this in
I
the
swear,
back.
guys, the next Paladin I play is going to be one of the nicer, like, oaths. I don't know, maybe an oath of mercy or something.
I mean, Icarus is a pretty... In regards to asepsis as a religion in general, he is the nicest possible member of this faith. I'm not even saying that.
I mean, I'm not lying when I say that Chemise liked him. So, you know, hey.
So,
true,
I mean,
but the thing about, like, his oath, the oath of vengeance, is that he absolutely cannot let evil get away. Self-preservation doesn't really come into it. And them's just facts.
I knew there was a reason I liked you, Icarus.
Only lesser evils, but the mortal enemies, you gotta go after them no matter what. That's what it says.
Would you... Okay, so a 15... Let's see, we said disadvantage, an 11 and an 8. I would say you spend a good... I would say 10 to 15 minutes trying to track down your quarry. I would say eventually Icarus would realize with absolute fury and frustration that, oh shit, he can actually hunters mark people.
Yep.
But of course, it's too late. You would need to actually get eyes on your target. As you head through the sewers, give me both. Actually, I would say Icarus, give me an intelligence check. Because you were the one who was... yeah.
I swear.
Unfortunately, yeah, you're spending a bit of time running around here. You're getting more and more frustrated, and there's that impotent frustration that you can't find him, and it's like there's no sign anywhere, and the branches continue to branch off further and further, and there's no way at this point. Give me one final investigation check though.
From both of us?
From both of you, yeah.
18.
Okay. Jurnis, unfortunately, at this point, I would assume that because Jurnis is not as, shall we say, passionate, she's more following on and making sure Icarus isn't lost forever. Icarus, however, you stumble across a kobold coming around a corner. This black scale kobold. Basically, it's got a small... like workman's overalls, and it looks like it's trying to unblock a particularly nasty, let's just call it a blockage and not worry too much about the details. He also does have he also has a a large wooden peg over his snoot. Are you?
Did you see a creature run down here, friend?
He looks to both of you and then around and then back to you. Just you guys.
Nothing passed
Really,
by.
you didn't see a mass of inky blackness?
I mean, he points over his shoulder at the blockage.
Nat 20 insight.
He does not quite follow your meaning. He has not seen Mazina come down this way.
I think we may have lost it, Icky.
As much as I hate to agree, you're right. This trail's more than cold, it's sub-zero.
Perhaps it's for the best considering what condition we're both in.
Excuse me.
Yes?
Are you... He actually moves away from the blockage and he removes the peg. That's better. Sorry to interrupt, but aren't you... How do I put this? Were you involved in a certain mining operation a few days ago?
It depends. Were you one of the ones who received liberation?
Oh no, I've always worked here, but, well, you know what I'm on about, so I'm going to assume that you, you match the description. Let's just say Her Majesty would like a chat, with you at some point.
I'm sorry, Her Majesty.
Yeah, Queen Jetfang. Queen of the Kobolds? Oh, well, you're not from around here, are you?
No.
No.
Okay. We've heard that there's supposed to be a big mission going down into the sewers and everything.
And where did you hear that information?
He gestures upwards, and as you look up, you do see a grate. You on now and then, you basically you hear footfall, and you see like a little bit of light coming from up above.
We hear a lot of things down here.
Oh god, the outhouses have ears.
They really do.
And how do we go to view your lady?
Well, if word is what we think it is, and you're working with the rats, then they know how to get in touch with us.
So you're
Have a word with them, and they'll lead you to us. And in return, Her Majesty might be willing to do you a good turn.
Well, that would be very welcome aid.
Yes, we need all the allies. We need all the allies we can get.
Yeah, it makes up for a slight disappointment that we lost our quarry. We may have gained an ally.
What were you searching for, if you don't mind me asking?
A horrible creature of darkness. It may have been a minion of the mission we were going to attend. Seemed to wanted to sabotage it before it even began.
Oh, well, no idea what that is, but good luck.
Thanks. Do you need a little hand with that?
I mean, I wouldn't say no if you wanted to do it for me. It's kind of my job. We're hired by the city to clean out all this muck.
He will actually offer you a spare close peg. If you are willing to help him remove the blockage, what is with the sword, Sir Icarus?
I was just gonna shit at this Eldritch Blast to clear it.
I'm smiting the blockage to vent some frustration.
Okay.
Wait, so does that mean you're attacking the darkness?
No, it's more a case of Sir Icarus is swinging his Holy Avenger longsword at a gigantic mound of actual shit. So
now the dice is wrong.
Honestly, Icarus, God's sake, I know you think you're hot shit.
This is the perfect ending to a perfect day.
Yeah. Unless there's anything else that you guys want to do, I think the next thing would be a little bit of a time skip where both Jurnis and Icarus get out of the sewer in great need of a shower.
I was just gonna say you should roll 1d100 for splash damage personally.
You know,
I
was thinking that, but
Jurnis puts her hand on the shoulder of the kobold and steps back, bringing the kobold with him. Just step out of the way. Let him work this out.
He seems very angry. Are you sure you're safe with that gentleman, miss?
I am. Don't worry. But for now, you're a supervisor while he does your work.
This bloody city is bloody malfeasance, bloody Chemise!
I love it. So, unless anyone else has any plans for the rest of the day, I would say we can finally bring that day to a close with Icarus and Jurnis heading back to the tavern and getting a wash and another clean set of clothes.
Okay. Would someone have filled Skullface in on what happened?
I think Graz would have, yeah.
She would notice a slight smirk on his face.
You seem to be in a good mood, Wex. What's going on?
Well, let's just say I've got an idea for a little toy. Our little Linky friend may not like.
Oh, yeah?
How good are you with chemistry, Graz?
Not my skill set. I'm more of a people person, if I'm honest. Mainly filling them with holes, but, you know.
Well, you remember that little thing I knocked together for the four riders?
Oh, yeah, the the accident. Yeah, I read you.
Well, I still have some of those casings left over. A little bit of magnesium, a little bit of beta.
I like grenade. I like that.
Let's just say it's flash little bang.
That could be very nice.
So all I need to do is get some magnesium.
Okay. So, all right then. Shall we move on to the next day?
Sure.
Yeah.
Just on their way back.
Okay.
Jurnis is going to say to Icarus, before this whole thing started, I was going to come and ask you a question. Well, more a favour.
Yes.
As you may have noticed, I'm not exactly used to these. She's going to roll her shoulders. And my landing was less than graceful, so I was wondering if I could ask you rather kindly to teach me how to fly.
It would be my honor, Jurnis. Especially after the courage you displayed today.
Don't expect me to do that anytime soon. Oh my god. Shot of the whiskey. But yes, I would rather you don't run off into a dark hole on your own and inevitably get yourself killed.
He just looks kind of like exasperated at that. It's like, you must understand, it's my job. I swore an oath to not let evil get away.
Yes, I know, but I said don't run into the hole alone and die.
Ah, an important distinction. So I should be sure to notify you whenever I feel the urge to go plummeting into deep, dark holes.
Perhaps. And perhaps we'll also see about getting some sort of healing potions. Just in case.
So we should tell...
Sorry, Sephi, you cut out there.
Someone should tell Elliot.
No, yeah, I was thinking of that joke too. Oh, anyway.
Let's go back, get washed, and go to sleep. I am
Oh
exhausted.
yes, that would be nice!
So, Icarus, are you comfortable staying in the Tarditaro Tavern?
No!
Do you communicate that with the rest of the group?
Yes!
Alright, come on.
Excuse me, what?
You need a place for at night? I've got rooms.
I mean, the Holy Outreach offered a room to me.
Well, it's your choice.
Actually,
I mean, is
Graz,
your home blessed?
Graz will actually, pull Icarus to the side there. Nothing personal. When we first met you, we were a little bit sketchy about you, so we kind of made sure that you weren't aware of Wex's family or his home or anything. The fact that he's trusting you, it's kind of a big deal. But it's your decision, and I will tell you this. From what we've seen of that little fight, I don't think holiness does anything for that thing.
Grumble, grumble, grumble. Well, it wouldn't do to spit upon hospitality. And I'm sure your beds are comfier than any the outreach can provide. So yes, I will graciously take you up on your offer, Master Rex.
That gives us a means first thing in the morning. We can get started on them blessed ammunition.
Presuming I get a full night's sleep for once.
I'm pretty sure you'll be able to.
I'm just saying, like, if some unholy abomination invades your home, sorry in advance. I seem to attract them like the plague.
Oh, don't worry. Some of the days my yard, we ain't getting out alive.
All right then. Whenever you're ready, we shall depart.
Yeah, school fit. So let's look to the others. You lot still staying here? Or... You coming as well?
Well,
I think me and Graz. Are you happy enough staying at the Thai room, Graz? Or would you
Yeah, no, I think, Wix, I think that's really appreciated. I think the rest of us should stay here. I mean, it's not like, the rest of us are in any danger of being attacked. It seems like more of a personal thing,
Fair enough.
Can't be asked to get the leather straps off the bedpost. What? I'm sorry, no one's anything.
I trust it's still in your pocket then, Miss Springfinger?
Yes, it's still in my pocket. And it's going to
Skullface.
stay there for a little while.
Skullface, would you do me a favour and give me a quick insight check into Graz?
Spare me just one moment.
I made Dennis speechless for a few seconds there.
You did. I was role playing Graz there, but yeah, that was pretty funny. And 11. She seems to be pushing you off with Icarus, but you're not sure why. And she seems keen that the rest of the group remain at their relative, stations.
Skullface just kind of shrugs and goes along with it.
Okay. Okay, then. I would say very briefly, Icarus, Skullface leads you to more up-end outside of the city. The buildings are a little bit nicer. You can tell this is the place where the money goes. There are various stops, stores and tradesmen's, buildings, various shops and merchants selling their wares. There's some really nice houses as well further down. But you are taken down the side street of a rather busy market street, even at this late hour. And you are introduced to a rather nice-looking 4-story building. Going through the back door, Wex takes off the mask and everything else, and is greeted by this young dwarven girl, about late teens, early 20s, in a maid's outfit. She introduces herself as Libby, the housekeeper. And as you're looking around, even though it's the back end of the store, you realize that this is a shop of some kind.
It appears to be closed up. There's quite a lot of room here, several rooms with very comfortable beds. But the most busy and well-maintained area is a large workshop. Would you like to describe a little bit of Wex's workshop?
There's a small workbench where basically he's got various bits of clockwork. You can see the resting place for his holsters, basically all his weapon storage. There's a couple of little boxes full of ammunition, casings. Most of he tends to make most of his ammunition downstairs in the basement storeroom, but this basically is his main place of work for crafting various items.
I must say, I'm rather taken aback by the opulence, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, well, it's I hate to say my previous life, but one of them anyway.
Well, I can see why this is a closely kept secret.
Yeah, it does what I need it to.
Tea is provided by Libby, the maid. Very nice tea. A nice warm meal as well. And I believe the two of you are going to be working into the evening.
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, because Icarus' sleep schedule, as I have noted, is kind of all fucked up. So he needs to kind of work late, even though he almost died today.
Okay. I would like both of you.
Skullface is going to basically take Icarus down to the room to where he.
Yeah.
It's a good thing ceremony is a ritual spell, or I'd be fucked right now.
Would both of you please make me, I would say, now here's the thing when it comes to crafting magical items. I would say, is this dexterity with your proficiency? What is the usual rule in regards to that?
I'm really not sure.
Yeah, I actually have the rules somewhere. Yeah, I have the rules somewhere, but it's like there's so many different spinning plates. I've not been able to memorize that, unfortunately.
I would probably say dexterity.
Okay. Now, what is it that you two are trying to make exactly? And do you fill Icarus in on the radiant grenade?
Basically, in the moment, he's taking Icarus down to where he's melting down the silver. And he's starting to pour it into the molds.
Okay. With that one, I would say dexterity with advantage for the both of you.
Okay.
Just to get to that stage of the process. Okay, a 19 and a 17. Yeah, you're able to get that done fairly easily. It's warm, and it's a little bit difficult. I'm assuming this is the first time Icarus has assisted in this kind of work.
Yes.
It's an interesting process. You've never really seen how the sausage is made, so to speak. But I would say it takes you about an hour or so, but by the end of the night, you have the beginning raw materials for some very useful weapons. Now then, the next day, and let me see, how can I get the calendar to skip? I would say...
I'll be super quick, guys.
Not a problem, not a problem. I would say round about 8 o'clock in the morning, the next day, in the Tardy Tyro Tavern, there is a messenger looking for the various members of the group. Would Ang be there at this point as well? Or would he still be in the temple?
get back on the screen here. Yeah, I'd probably say he'd be there by
Mhm.
now.
Yeah, early rise. You are met with a representative from the Black Keep. A decision has been made in regards to your delve. It has been given a official blessing from the council. However, because it needs to have some kind of oversight, a group of individuals will be joining you to ensure that the city's interests are looked after. 2 guides from the Veril are going to join you and lead the delve into the underground. There will also be 2 representatives from the Siren Charter Magic College, an additional liaison from the August Sanctum Assassins School, and there will also be the delegation of the Kalivig religion from the Holy Outreach. So in total, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You guys are going to be taking an additional 12 people with you.
I'm sure you can't add just one more.
Including...
Yep.
No. I'm just to get it to 13.
It actually is going to be an additional 13. Because they believe if this is going to be once passage to this underground city has been rediscovered, it is the intention of the council to slowly reopen archaeological digs, and as such a supply chain will need to be formed, and they have hired a specialist to deal with those supplies. Now, Dot, would you like to describe yourself to the fine viewers?
Yes.
I love this music.
Dot. Yes.
Back.
Yes. Perfect. Dot is a tall, wide, even for a minotaur, Holstein minotaur. She walks with a pleasant strut. She has a broom in her hand, which she seems to be almost using as a walking stick. It's one of those push brooms, but with the short bristles. For specific jobs. She wears a wide-brimmed flower hat with holes for the ears. The flower in it is a prominent, too large-seeming sunflower sticking straight out of the top. She dresses in the kind of clothes that a commoner would wear if they, or someone fancy who is trying to ingratiate with the commoners, like a person who dresses like their clientele. It's for relation. She seems affable, curtsying as she goes when she recognizes someone that's wandering along down the boulevard. The boulevard. Do you need more description than that?
I think that's fairly appropriate.
Oh.
So, Dot, you have been approached the day previous by representatives from the city. As I said, they believe it's their intention to open a more direct channel to reopen this old archaeological dig, and they would like someone to join this group to set up basically a supply line to help them map out a a reasonably safe route down there and figure out the logistics for it. Not so much a tavern down in the underground, which would be a little ridiculous, but basically a forward post. It's a way station, a forward post.
A way station, which seems a sensible option as long as the proper precautions are kept. Yes, of course I'd be happy to assist them with that task.
Okay. And Dot is presented to you. The messenger politely nods and says, well, I'll let you all get to know each other. Is there anything else you need to know?
I did believe so. Unless anyone else has any questions. Ang, Seedie?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay.
So the player has questions.
Yes.
Before we go forward, remember how yesterday we had a bit of a time skip during the day?
Yes.
Did the Forbrighter messenger appear during that time, or have they not showed up yet?
Oh, yeah, sorry, the DM kind of derped a bit. Refresh my memory. What were you doing with the Forbrighters again?
My dear mother was arranging for them to bring me a little care package.
Yes, they were. Thank you for the reminder. They have not arrived yet.
Fine, I just wanted to clarify. So, sorry for screeching that too hard, but let's return.
No, that's fine.
Rather eccentric looking bovine.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just kind of came back from the loot and there was a scene going on, so I don't know if I'm actually there or not.
Oh dear!
At the moment, you're still at Skullfaces.
Okay, good. Cause...
Yeah, to clarify, Dot is a Minotaur. She is a tavern owner, and she has been sent to join this particular group because the council want to set up a supply chain into Nelial when they open it up.
This group now has plus 13.
Yes, it does.
Most of them are controlled by the DM. I'm so sorry, Dennis. You did this
It's
to
all
yourself.
good. It's not like there's going to be any accidents down there.
Well, I'm sure the number will stay consistent through the entire time.
Well, I was just going to ask Dennis, did you get a thing I sent you?
Probably not, mate. Where
Oh,
did you
not
send it?
on Discord.
No, again, I've got one screen and I'm trying to keep all these plates spinning. Again, for future reference, if anybody has something that they need the DM to know about, give me just actually verbally ask. And okay, yeah, no, that looks cool. Yeah, no, that looks cool.
So where are we exactly when this introduction happens?
You are in the Tardy Tyro. You are in it's a well-known tavern, but yours is on the other end of the city. Yours is actually in the more upscale area.
And Dot cannot help but run a finger along one of the tables and then lift up her gloved hand and...
You always notice Keith in the corner, just like as he's cleaning the glass, just glare daggers at this woman.
Well, I'm most gratified to meet you all. I cannot wait to accompany you for the creation of a way station that will help ease the transition from the situation you have down there to something more amicable to the travelers back and forth along this new supply line we intend to create. I, of course, am Dot Merriweather, owner and operator of Dot Tavern. I'm sure you've heard of it.
None of you think it.
I do think we established that they had passed it by.
Yeah, I would actually say Seedie, you've probably heard of it, but it's in the swanky, high-end area. It's not really somewhere you would be seen drinking.
And would it not have been appropriate? I never did hear back from you on whether it would be appropriate that the sign has a slight magical glow, so it has a bit of moonlight glimmer at night.
No, I'd allow that.
Mhm.
At the very least, it could be a neon sign. The goblins.
That's what I mean.
suppose.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's actual neon.
yes, and it's very buzzy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it lets people know it's there. So I would imagine you've seen it.
Mm.
And this music absolutely plays inside, or maybe just drifts out into the street. I approve so much.
I was very it's like I heard it and I was like, yes, this is the theme.
Yes, this is Dot's music.
Yes.
So, when are you planning on journeying down there, and what preparations have you made?
For clarification, in answer to that question, it is basically going to be within the next 4 days' time. You were told this by the messenger as you were being recruited. No.
Okay,
That's fine. Yeah, that's the
she
DM.
wouldn't ask that question.
It's
she
over.
would instead clarify that and say, "So I understand you're traveling down there in the next 4 days. I'm sure you've made all the adequate preparations."
Well, we're in the process of it.
She was given all their names and descriptions, I assume.
Yes. You've basically been given a basic bullet points of the group.
So, what is your plan, Jurnis, Graz, to Ang, and Seedie? And Mr. What would she have been told? Skullface or Wex Greenstride?
At the moment, Wex and Icarus
not
are
there,
not
that's right,
here.
never
Yeah,
mind.
as you
Yeah,
see on
never
the
mind.
Twit, they are not here yet.
Believe me, if he was here, he'd have things to say.
And your lovely traveling companion. Oh, hello, traveling companion. Could you come over here? She's talking to Dog.
Just gonna point out, Dottie would probably know the name Greenstride.
He would, yes, because they're very close neighbors.
Yep.
And I see that Mr. Icarus and Mr. Greenstride are not present.
Try
a
not to
shame.
use that name around in public.
Oh dear, I wasn't told. I'm so sorry.
Yes.
What should I call him? How should I address him then?
You can address him as Skullface. He
Oh,
likes
dear.
to wear that little mask.
Oh dear, Skullface. Very well, I suppose. And who's this then? And she's pointing to Dog.
Oh, that is young Tiberius.
She's got a 2-fingered point, by the way. She does the Disney point. Never a single finger point. That would be rude and gauche. And she says, Tiberius, would you like to say hello, Tiberius? She reaches into her pouch and pulls out something that looks like a chewy caramel. Is he allowed treats?
I'm sure he'll certainly take whatever you're offering, as long as it's safe for dogs.
It's intended for animals I meet in my travels. Hello, Tiberius.
He comes over and kind of
Come here,
sniffs.
Tiberius. Who's the bravest? Puppy, I have a treat for you, Tiberius. Here. It is a Scooby snack.
Yay! Nom 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 nom.
There you are, Tiberius. I'm so glad to meet you. This is the team leader, I suppose, right?
Well,
It's a joke, dears.
That is a role that is up for contention at the moment.
Well, I think you have a clear winner right here. Isn't that right, Mr. Tiberius? Oh.
Jurnis is
He
just
just
gonna
revels in the
lean
attention.
over to Ang and go, is she absolutely crazy?
Can I hear that?
We'll see what Ang says first. I see.
I see.
You have your mic up again, I see.
I see.
I see.
Yeah, Jurnis is basically leant over you and going, is she absolutely crazy?
Alright, quick recap.
Basically, this gigantic Minotaur woman with basically 1930s flowery, oh, Mr. Darcy type of voice is just petting Dog, giving him treats, and saying, "No, he's the leader, isn't he?" And Jurnis went basically side whispers to you, "Is it just me or is she crazy?"
I'm not entirely sure. Met a lot of crazy people around here.
What should I roll?
Dot, if you would please give me an insight check.
Insight. Very well.
Well, perception might be better.
You know what? Yeah, perception is probably better, sure. Unfortunately, you did not hear that. They're murmuring to themselves, but
Yes,
you
and
wouldn't know anything else.
That's completely understandable, and I would not have expected to hear anything because I'm so focused on Tiberius. What a dear!
Tiberius is rolled over now. Lovely.
Belly rub, belly rub, belly rub, belly rub, belly rub.
Dog never stood a chance.
Oh. What are your plans once you get down there? She wasn't made aware of the whole lich thing, was she?
She what? Yeah, no, she has been briefed. She has been briefed. But the weird thing is, your brief is more a case of, once this, one... It hasn't been referred to as a lich.
Yeah, that's what I
It has
figured.
been referred to as a rogue free undead. Once it has been put down, they plan on opening up the passage to Neliar.
Yeah, I got it. And she says, so what is your plan exactly with regard to this rogue undead?
Kill it.
Quite frankly, yes.
Well-
It does seem to be a rather dangerous sort. And I'm sure Sir Icarus will definitely talk your ear off about how it deserves to be purged in holy fire.
I cannot wait to hear from the others. I want to meet everyone. I want to be a part of your little community. I want to participate.
Oh my god.
I was going to say, did you get the message I just sent you on Discord?
Me?
Yeah.
No. Hold on.
Jurnis is just kind of looking at Dot like the permanently arched eyebrows, just like, I don't know if I should take this person seriously or not.
For some reason, I like her. I don't know what it is.
What is Tahu's read on her, out of curiosity?
Yes. Yeah, I want to know what Tahu thinks.
Can't help. I feel like the only one I wasn't mentioned yet.
Out of the group. Yeah, she doesn't seem to have mentioned the Kenku.
I meant to. I meant to introduce everybody. I just didn't see that you were here. Sorry. And she would have said, hey, no, you must be Tahu. Oh, Kenku, delightful. Hello.
Oh yes, Tahu does seem to have a talent of blending in. A useful
Come
talent.
over here, Tahu. I want to meet you. I want to meet all of you.
Oh, he's just gonna be quiet.
That's very good. I understand. In either case, I believe we're going to get on swimmingly. This is going to be a delightful adventure. We'll learn things, we'll experience things, and we'll pave the way for progress and commerce. It's going to be fantastic.
Oh my god.
I would say around about 9 o'clock at that point, about, say, 30 minutes later, Icarus and Wex, are you spending the entire day working on your holy weapons?
I mean, would it take that long?
I'm crafting something from scratch. It is going to take you at least a full day to create the items that you require. So it is up to you.
I would say we've taken a break to go and get some magnesium and to report in with the others.
Oh dear God.
Okay, so that I would say in that
Are
case.
you okay, Kubur?
I just I know how this is going to go.
Do you then?
We'll see, won't we?
Yes, we will. And I promise I'm not being contrary. I've got a plan, and I have had one the whole time.
That's not encouraging.
Yes, if the DM just lets you know how much I need to spend for the magnesium.
For the magnesium, roll me an intelligence check.
Hate to interrupt, but am I supposed to be seeing a map or something? Because I've just had a grey screen up for God knows how long.
It's the tavern.
Yeah,
Natural 20.
tell you what, let me just reactivate that 1 second.
Sending you a message, Devillo, really quick while you're doing that.
Yeah. Hang on.
Let's troll, sir.
Let me switch from one map to the next. So we're going to go back to dots over here. And there you go. Yeah, I'm not too sure why you just had a grey screen, Coops.
Maps just aren't loading for me.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
I'll just quit the Foundry and come back in, and hopefully that'll help.
Sure thing. Is it coming through on the stream and everything?
I'm not watching the stream.
Yeah. No, I mean, can Bloody tell us if that's working okay?
Oh, it's a
It
fast
seems to be
response.
going through the visuals at least.
Oh, okay,
I think you
okay.
can see.
Technology is a piece of shit.
The placement of your mouse made it look like she was wearing a monocle.
I was thinking that too. That was a mag. Oh, please let her have a monocle, please, or a pince nez.
I actually have. She's not wearing a monocle, but she does have a little piece to look at things. So she may wear one sort of like that a little bit when, depending on the. Just to look at ingredients to make sure that they're the right refinement.
I love it.
I have
love
visual.
It. Huzzah!
Hey, welcome back, you.
All right then. So Skullface, give me 21. You're able to. I actually meant to say investigation, but it's all good. I would say you can burn off 50 gold pieces worth. You have enough for, I would say, 5 grenades.
Okay.
Basically, it's going to be 10 gold pieces per grenade in terms of magnesium. So if you want to get more, it might take another day or so for them to get the supplies. But if you write down how many you need, it is going to be 10 gold pieces each. Actually, let's make that 20 gold pieces per grenade. So it's 10 for the magnesium and another 10 for whatever other parts are needed. Seem fair?
Right. Yeah, that's fair. So he spends so he gets 50 golds worth of magnesium and 50 golds worth of saltpeter.
Yes. So basically 5 grenades.
Okay.
Okay. And I would say you both head into the tavern and you witness this scene. Would you like to re-describe Dot very briefly for Icarus since Kubur was unavailable?
She is a very. Oh, you heard the description of what she looks like?
I heard the description, yeah.
Okay. Good.
Now I have a question. Like, I heard that there was 13 people. Are these 13 people currently present, or is it just Dot?
They are not, and Icarus is not aware of this. All you see is Dot. Icarus and Skullface have not been informed of the fact that the council knows. They have not been informed of the fact that there are people coming with you, other than the people you already agreed with, which was the outreach. And I believe that was it.
Well, greetings all. We were just checking in before heading back to work.
And as you guys are walking in, you hear Dot saying, and that's when I told the commissioner, I said, you've got to fix this place. You've got to improve it. You've got to make it... Oh, hello?
Oh, pardon me, ma'am. Just wanted to talk to my compatriots for a moment.
You must be... Well, of course, don't mind me. Pretend I'm not here. Then we'll introduce ourselves.
Yeah, well, good news, everyone. I've managed to source some ingredients for our little toys for dealing with our shadowy problem. Got enough material to make 5 of them.
Yes, well, are we sure we... Yes, are we sure are we sure we should be talking about sensitive matters in front of, if you pardon my saying so, ma'am, a member of the public?
Yeah, there's something about that, Icky. Do you guys want to fill the guys in on this?
So apparently the council is giving their full blessing for our mission and is sending an entourage including Miss. I'm terribly sorry. What was your name again?
Dr. Maryvale, and she actually does a sit-down curtsy for Icarus and for Wex Greenstride.
Yes, a rather eccentric personality is coming to our aid, along with 12 fellas, did you say? A dozen or so?
Yes, quite. And by the way, she says, does Icky have his asepsis stuff on?
He does, I believe.
And then she
Yeah.
says, oh, and yes, so the report was true. You are a paladin. And I would assume she recognizes asepsis, right?
Give me a religion check.
Yes, because I'm going to ask for advantage, and here's why.
Mm-hmm. Okay, sure, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Okay, because that was something that was part of the plan I mentioned earlier.
So give me your... you know of them. You've heard the name, but you don't really know. Yeah.
And she says, and you must be Sir Icarus. Paladin, I see. Don't forget, all paladins stay free at Dot's Tavern. So if you ever need on a holy pilgrimage...
You hear coming from the bar a very annoyed-looking Keith. No soliciting in my pub.
My dear, you're welcome to make paladins free guests of your tavern as well. An announcement of... there's no commerce involved. Just the safe pilgrimage of holy travelers. It's necessary for us to all work together as a community to protect this great city of ours.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
it is in rather poor taste to poach business from another business whilst standing inside their establishment, my dear.
Ooh.
Thank you.
It's
It's
rather rude, yes. And that
I mean, technically...
Keith, I need to have a conversation with you later. Remind me.
But it is not rude to lend aid to those that serve tirelessly for protection, so thank you, Miss Dot.
Thank Miss Merivale, but thank you. You may call me Dot. And thank you for your consideration. I don't want to be gauche. I don't tend to frequent establishments such as this.
So it would appear.
So, pardon me, but it seems that over the course of the night, we have gained 13 new companions.
And we might get more. That reminds me, now that everyone's together, apparently we can arrange an audience with the Queen of the Kobolds? Yes, it seems we did a good when we were in the mines and the kobolds like us and want to meet us.
Excuse me, we can't gloss over this. How did the council learn of our...
We sent Arcanus to speak to them. You were part of this conversation, Sir Icarus.
You basically were with her most of the day, Icarus.
Wait, back up. Player needs clarification here. Did we? I thought Arcanus just went off to do her own thing.
Yeah, we discussed it before that, and she went off to talk to the council while you went off to speak to the religious people.
So Icarus had no idea.
She was with him when they went to speak to him, and she did tell him that she would talk to the council.
Yeah, but okay, Icarus didn't know they were the council at the time. He just heard a word he didn't understand.
The plenum.
Plenum.
Yeah.
Now you know why we're always careful around that one.
Oh, right. Yes, that's a word that I took some term that used. The plenum is the council that runs the place. Sorry,
Yes, I know that now.
Yes,
Yeah,
sorry, I
and,
probably should have explained that. It took me a while to realise that as well. Sorry.
Yeah, and Icarus is probably one of the craziest people to sit on it.
I told about Arcanus?
You are aware that you actually probably wouldn't be aware of Arcanus.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So she just sits quietly and listens, and occasionally, like, she She like glances over at the group, looking from person to person, a bit like someone watching a tennis match.
Icarus is just kind of rubbing his beak at this point. Well, let's be honest. Frankly, we don't have the tightest lips. So, frankly, half the city probably knows what we're up to, and more besides.
Well, I was given a report.
Speaking of which, I apologise, Mr. Merivale.
Oh, yes,
Oh, yes, you Mr. Grindstrides, or excuse me, Mr. Skullface. I'm very sorry. Well, I'm so pleased to meet you. I am familiar with your work. We're neighbors, after all.
Yes, quite.
And she pulls from her pocket a timepiece, the Greenstrides timepiece. And she says, excellent craftsmanship. Sits it back in her pocket.
Oh, thank you. It must have, yeah, it was quite a while ago.
Well, it's lasted a long time.
So why has the council seen fit to assign us a tavern master?
Well, as I was explaining to your friends, we're all very excited about this. We are going to be creating a way station down in the depths. And for the archaeological people to get what they need, items, protection, basically a place of solace and reflection and resupply for the supply lines that are being created between the upper and lower areas. And they assigned me to help establish it.
I'm sure somewhere in the long list of priorities there is, smiting the undead menace.
Icarus.
The lich.
Yes,
Icarus.
I believe that falls on our shoulders.
Icarus,
Oh no, I'm supposed to participate in that as well, and you needn't worry, I can look after myself. I'm to accompany you and help you in any way I can.
Icarus, supply lines mean reinforcements. Which we are probably going to need.
Yes.
Fine.
Are you all right, Icarus?
I am surrounded by lunatics and more by the second. And I
We
don't
love you
mean
too,
that
Yankee.
personally.
She says,
Speaking
I
of
understand
which-
it can be frustrating when everyone's running around without any idea what they're doing, and but I'm
Speaking of-
sure you've all got a plan.
Speaking of which, Icarus, I had a word with a certain mutual friend of ours and Ang's. She reminded you to be a bit more subtle.
Subtlety is a difficult thing for paladins. It's all, but I understand sometimes the holy declarations can conflict with the desire for subterfuge or subtlety. But I'm sure you've got a handle on things, isn't that right, Sir Icarus? You seem eager to do what's necessary.
I just imagine that he is apathetic with rage right now.
Yes. So Icarus is on his last nerve.
Yeah, that's.
Perhaps we'll
You
move
can
away
hear
from
the-
that topic for now.
You can hear the
Timmy,
kettle boiling.
Dot, you say you can handle yourself in a fight.
Easily.
What's your weapon of choice?
Oh, I'm not so gauche to carry weapons. And she flips. Let me do something really quick. Have to do something here. I'm trying to get to it. I'm sorry.
Let's say this.
And,
Scorf is go to Angus. Go. Yeah, your Lady Elif was not very active. You know, I had to ask the Lady Elif about him.
And
Sorry, you're breaking up.
Okay, Scorf is going to whisper to Ang. I had to go and see with Lady Elif. So she have
Whenever
a
you're
word.
I got-
whispering, your mic is cutting out.
Yeah,
God
I
damn
got
Just say-
Lady Elia.
Basically, Skullface whispers, I had to go see your Lady Elliot about him. Make sure he was alright.
And as that's being discussed,
And he
the-
rolled a 11 stealth. So,
And
yeah.
Icarus rolled a 14, so he heard that.
Jurnis would hear
And,
that with her passive. I'm sorry, who?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, boy.
One fire at a time, Red. Dot, you were trying to do a thing. What exactly is Dot trying to do?
She is fumbling if I can get it to go.
No.
I'm trying to make it appear, and there it is.
Hmm.
She fumbles that out of her subtly fumbles it like out of her bag and says, "Oh, I've got this. I can defend myself." And she puts it, and it slips right back into her bag, even though it's conspicuously large.
The Minotaur has a large knife. But I'm sorry, did I overhear something there, Scully?
Look, it's just someone who was giving Icarus a hand with his new abilities.
And what was that name? It sounded oddly familiar.
Well, he kind of looks to Angus and goes, Elliot, wasn't it?
Yes, the lovely Lady Elliot.
And she does. Sorry, go ahead.
Ilias.
But isn't that a coincidence?
This would happen to be an elven woman. With wings.
That's her.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Rather, well, she tries to get me flummoxed. Flustered, I should say.
Yeah, she tried to get me in bed too. That's interesting. That is exceptionally interesting.
I mean, we know her husband, so... Oh, one of them, so... I mean...
She was the one who sent me to Eli.
Wait, husbands? As in multiple?
Yes.
Yeah, you've not been paying attention.
Yes, it's not unheard of, Master Skullface.
The newest one was my old travelling companion. Funnily enough.
Right.
So she's
That-
here.
That would explain why she was surprised when I turned her down.
Yes, and Master Skullface, regarding matters of subtlety, he just leads in. Lady Elliot didn't want Jurnis to know that she was here.
Well, how the hell was I supposed to know that?
Maybe
I was
it's
making
actually
Because
sure-
I
bringing it
kept
up.
it a secret.
Yeah, and I went to her making sure you were all right.
I suppose I should be touched.
Well, if you
Was
around
she
her, how comfy
angry?
you've been.
And then she, at that point, Dot looks over at her hand, which is still holding her broom, and she says, "Of course, I also have this." And
You
she
could
just waves
smack
the broom
things with a
around.
brush.
She says, "It's a bristle brush. It's very useful. So yes, I can defend myself. And plus, she says, the usual things."
I would say this as well as the DM. As you're all looking at this Minotaur, she is remarkably ordinary.
Yes, I know.
Very
It's my
plain.
Have you
first
not heard
melting
of-
it.
Well, Joseph, have you not heard of sweeping the legs?
You
So
did
that's an
not.
underhanded maneuver.
Yeah.
Just a moment. Jared's just gonna walk over to the bar. Says, Keith, darling, you know what I'd like.
Yeah. Uh-huh. He gets a very large bottle.
Yeah, just point out that Skullface is really nervous throughout this whole thing.
And Dot says, you're welcome to come visit anytime. This is very quietly, not to his poach. And she says, "Considering that we're neighbors, I haven't seen much of you, I'm afraid."
Oh, I've been busy with warden work.
Sensible. But don't forget, as a neighbor, it's just neighborly for you I could make you a pie sometime. I'm very good at making pies. Ask
What kind
Thank
of
you for the-
pies?
whatever you might like. She looks at Jurnis and says, "Devil's food." Looks at Sir Icarus and says, "Angel's cake." Looks over at Dog and says, "Peanut."
I'm actually going to say it. Icarus actually chuckles a bit at that. He
then
he
she
actually
looks-
can't stifle it.
Yeah. Good. Yeah,
Angels. I get it.
that's what I want to see. It's necessary for us to have harmony if we're going to work together. And I so look forward to that.
You know, that's so very refreshing to hear.
Well, I'm glad. And she says, but yes, don't worry about me. I can take care of myself. I may be a simple tavern owner, and she adjusts her hat, but I have been sent to assist you, and I don't intend to be dead weight. If you pardon the expression. She reaches into her pack and powders her nose, her rather prominent Minotaur nose. Poof, 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 poof.
Now I understand why "May you live in interesting times" is a curse. Sinks the whiskey.
This is as long as it's an adventure and you're with friends. And I do hope all of you will become my friends. I sincerely mean it. Oh, and just need to check with something before we do anything more. I just need to check with something that I had planned, and I just remembered to ask the DM.
Okay. Oh, so Jurnis Constitution saving throw, please.
Keith brought the good strong stuff.
He did. 12. Yeah, both you and Graz are going to. You're going to be taking a penalty to some rolls if you do anything for the next few hours. Yes, absolutely, Dot.
And Dot actually does. She says, "Oh, before I forget," and she reaches into her pack again, and the other pack. She's like her whole belt is just this wad of packs all around her belt, and she's got this. I forgot to mention she's got a big apron that's got pouches all down the front, and then the sides are pouches of her simple commoner's clothes, and she removes little bags, brown bags, and she says, "One for you, one for you. I did not know about the dog, but I already took care of that. I'll give you a few more snacks." And she gives those to them, and then she hands out brown bags to everybody.
Oh my gosh, did you get... Is this a packed lunch?
It is not a packed lunch.
Okay.
Inside the bags are cupcakes. One per person. I didn't have time to make more. This was all I had time for, I'm afraid. But they are fresh.
They smell lovely.
They are light cupcakes with just a little drizzle of frosting on them. They are meant to the kind of thing that would be delicious but not weigh you down. Just a little cheer me up. A little bit of sunshine.
Thank you very much, Miss Merivale.
Think nothing of it. There's a she says, I maintain a bakery, so it's something I like to do for everyone I'm getting to know.
Not?
Yes?
These supply lines you wish to establish.
Mm-hmm. Do tell.
Is that to get supplies into the underground or out?
She gives kind of a sly, like, knowing look and says, "Well, it depends on who you ask, I suppose. It's going to run both ways." She says, "The fact is, my job is to handle the things coming in and to stock the way station and protect you a lot while you're down in the depths having your adventure with me at your side. But I'm sure things will go the other way as well."
I hope you know this isn't going to be fun.
No, I don't expect work will. She says, I don't expect work will be fun unless we make it fun. Oh, do you mean the undead? No,
Yes,
I expect that's going to be a bit of a struggle. But I'm ready.
We'll be putting down someone who we previously thought was a friend.
Oh, betrayal. Well, no wonder you're all stone-faced with meeting a new person.
Yeah, I'm going to say at that Icarus is going to leave.
Icarus? Are you alright?
Forgive me, it's a rather sore spot for me.
I would very much like you to keep your company still. If I've offended you, I'm
Oh,
dreadfully
no.
sorry.
No, it's not you.
Well, then why don't you stay? Please. You only barely know me, but I'd like to get to know you.
Icarus.
Not you, Dot. That's what I said.
I understand. I was just trying to display empathy, my darling.
Icarus, could you not go far? Very soon we'll probably be drawing up plans on how we wish to proceed. And we don't want you to
Yes.
be left out of those conversations.
Yes, I'd very much like you here, especially because if we're making plans, we will need the blessing of a paladin. I know it's your sworn duty to assist in that sort of thing, and the holy eyes of the world looking down upon our meager plans would be appreciated.
Fine. I will stay. I just need to sit down.
Jurnis will offer him her whiskey bottle.
Can I get on that, please?
Thank you. Icarus will take that and give it a swig. No, she offered it. I will take it. Thank you.
To clarify, the get your own was towards Skullface. Both Graz and Jurnis have their own bottles of whiskey.
And at that point,
He
I think
shrugs
that
and
would be a
goes,
good
"Get
time.
one."
Sorry, I think that would be a good time for Dot to say, "Will, we should probably, if we're going to draw up plans, we should probably do it somewhere more private. You're all welcome to come to my tavern. There's privacy aplenty there, and protections from detections."
Okay, let me just. I now need to bring up Keith's character sheet. Just give me a second.
Yes, you know what? You know what's coming, Devillo, don't you? I told you.
You know what? You probably did.
Yes,
but...
Icarus.
Icarus said as he takes a deep swig of whiskey. I lost control of the situation a long time ago.
I never had the illusion that I had control. But is it just me, or did she seem a little bit condescending? Jurnis is whispering this to Icarus, by the way.
Really, it's hard to tell in this place.
Skullface has basically gone to buy a bottle of whiskey from Keith.
Okay. He is just glaring daggers at this Minotaur woman in the corner with you guys. I don't like her. I don't like her. I don't like her. As he's getting the bottle and everything, his just eyes are not going off her.
I understand, Keith, but she's harmless.
If I'm Margo, she would be.
Does Keith know her?
She
competition.
Let me put it this way, Doc. You may not know him.
Yes.
He knows you.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Mm-hmm. He's beneath your notice.
Yes.
Yeah, she's an old client of mine.
Well, no accounting for taste, I suppose.
I play very well for a couple of mental clocks and a watch, so...
Look, I mean, your business is your own concern, so I'm not going to judge. I know that you lot have been... half the tavern could hear. To clarify as well, even though I don't have the Tarditaro map up, it is basically just you guys, the few remaining students who are managing the tavern, Keith, and maybe 2 other customers in the entire building. Business is not good here.
No.
And the sound carries, and he has basically just been at the bar, half pretending to clean glasses and just listening to everything with a glare in his eye whenever a suggestion of moving somewhere else was... I would actually say as well, because he rolled a nat 20 on his perception.
Yeah, she was trying to whisper, but...
Look, Keith, I can go and I can go and talk to Margot if you want.
Oh, aye? What about?
Well, you know who I used to run with. Tabaxi?
Yeah.
Well, I could always go and ask Margot if she'd be interested in coming down, having a look, seeing, basically helping out.
I mean, I'm not going to turn down help, but yeah, all right. We'll try. Here's the thing: I've got a sneaking suspicion you've got other priorities, so
I've also been
we
working
should
on
be
a little
okay.
bit of a negotiation with a friend of mine who's looking to possibly invest in the Tyro.
Oh,
Oh, there you go then, Keith.
You remember our friend Christina?
Yes, yeah, Christine Forbrider.
a Fabrider? How do you know a
Yes.
Fabrider?
We did some work for her in the
Friend of
past.
the family.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh! You see
Yeah.
Keith like look
You
at Jurnis
remember-
and sort of straighten himself up a little bit. Apparently,
Yeah,
that
you
name
remember,
means something around here.
You remember Miss Courtesy who used to hang around with us?
Oh, yeah.
That's how we know the family.
Oh, okay, interesting. Well, sure. I mean, if you at least put me in touch with them, that'd be appreciated.
We'll
Yes,
do what
we'll
we can,
probably
Keith.
receive a messenger from them in the next day or two looking for us. Well, at least for me, at least.
Right, I'll be sure to put them in your direction then. Thank you for letting me know that. It's a load off my mind.
Yes, well, the Tyro is a very useful place. Besides, we wouldn't want to go out of the job.
Oh, we pride ourselves on providing service for anyone who comes in. Well, almost anyone who glares in Dot's direction.
I know.
Let's just say that.
We'll try and keep her out of your hair.
Yeah, we'll do what we can.
What's
Keith.
left of it?
Oh, you know we love you, Keith. She'll not steal us away. She's a little bit pretentious for my taste, and that's saying something because I'm a bard.
To be honest, she may know a little bit too much, so.
Who doesn't at this point?
No, because like I said, she used to be a client of mine.
I understand it. It's a political thing. I get that. I get it. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. I do appreciate that, fellas.
No worries.
Anything else that can get for you all?
No, the whiskey will be fine, Keith.
All right. Okay. And unless there are any other specific conversations that you guys wish to be having in this particular scene, shall we skip a few days?
I'm happy to, but I do want to do the exit.
Yes. Would you like to Would you like to describe Dot's exit?
Can you tell me the number and send it to me in message? The number for my quiz.
I would say this. The DM doesn't have the exact number. I would just say you can just do it.
Well, no. I mean, okay, yeah, I'll just do it then. And Dot gets up after excusing herself from the group, saying, yes, well, I'm going to return to my tavern, or, I'm assuming, whoever wants to join certainly can. She says very quietly. Then she strides, bopping her broom along the way as she goes, shuffling toward the bar, looking at Keith and saying, and then reaching into her pouch, withdrawing enough gold to pay for 10 rooms plus half again tip. Drops it on the cat and says, "Oh, for the poaching, my dear," and then turns around and leaves.
You all see. Yeah, go on, Sophie.
You just see Skull. As soon as she's left, you just see Skullface visibly seem to melt into the seat with relief.
Question?
Yes.
Does anyone else find it odd that they just so happen to choose Skullface's odd client?
Coincidence. I used to provide a lot of timepieces and stuff like that to more well-to-do residents of the city, and she happened to buy a couple of them.
Well,
she knew me before the incident. Or should I say the incidents, plural.
Okay.
Jurnis,
Yes, my dear.
been thinking about what you said. She's either entirely oblivious to how she is, or she is entirely as condescending as you suspect.
optimistic part of me wants to believe she is oblivious and in her own world of sunshine and rainbows, but the cynic in me believes that she is being condescending for a reason.
I think she's actually smarter than she lets on.
That's precisely what I mean, yes.
No one could be that gay.
She's putting on an act to make sure people don't realise just how sharp she is.
Yes, that's what I was afraid of.
Yes, I did catch her going on and on about our plans. Not that we have any.
Yeah, because
it's not like she's coming, whether we want to or not. The Plenum's going to send her down with us.
Well, to be fair, it's not like we haven't encountered someone very much like that who happens to have gone and talked to the council.
That reminds me, is Arcanus coming with us, or is she going to stay here?
I have no idea. I mean, she said she wanted to come down. She's got experience dealing with stuff down there, but...
Yeah, whether or not her responsibilities as a member of the Plenum will allow her to is another matter. Then again, would she miss that for any responsibility she has? Probably not.
That's what terrifies me with her.
The only thing that's predictable about her is that she is ultimately unpredictable.
And she's a complete lunatic.
That too.
Oh, you won't notice one more lunatic around here.
We
Darling,
will when it's...
welcome to the asylum.
Yeah, we will when we notice the large elf, crazy elf lady with more teeth than, well, something with a lot of teeth.
Yeah, for clarification, Icarus has met Arcanus.
Yeah, but he's never seen her rage. Well, no one's seen her rage. But yeah, she has more teeth than the Osmond family.
Second time I heard you say it today.
It's true.
One of the reasons I drink.
I definitely do. Frankly, I'm amazed you have such restraint.
Well, like I said, she's always...
Well, that's my secret, Icky. I'm always drunk.
You know, Miss Merivale was always pretty pleasant to me in Arena, so... She's not a bad sort, but... She's a little bit laying it on thick.
Yeah.
What are you perceiving, Frux?
Well, Seedie is just like looking at both Icarus and Jurnis, and notices they look a bit rough.
Well, we have slept since the fight.
Fight?
I was going to say, yeah, everyone would have had a long rest unless there's any reason why you wouldn't have.
Well, we rested.
Yeah.
Well, the last fight we were ever involved in was a few days ago. You haven't recovered yet?
Did no one fill in?
Last night.
Yes.
I would assume that. If you want to explain it to CD now.
I mean, it would be more convenient if we could summarize it.
Yeah. For the sake of argument,
exposition.
It is super effective. CD now has all the plot details relevant.
Yes, that is what I was meaning by our toys. Something to give our little shadowy friend eyeful.
So,
I mean, first off, we ought to make sure we're not looking directly at it once we throw it. But other than that, job was a good one.
So, Master Scholarface, were you going to tell me that you met with Lady earlier for...
I was going to do it today, but it seems that things accelerated. Fact is, I was concerned about it.
In what regard?
Well, first off, I want to make sure you were all right. Although you started glowing, tends not to be something that normally happens, even though I try to tell everyone involved not to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
And second, if I were going to have you my own, I might make sure you weren't going to explode or anything.
All things considered, that is a fair concern.
Yeah. I also wanted to see if she had any insight into what was going on down there that night. Or if she could at least have people keep their eyes open to...
Was she displeased at all?
She wasn't entirely happy, but I told her we managed to cover up the actual extent of your healing powers.
I didn't do it on purpose, you know.
I know, which is why, as far as this city is concerned, you got very lucky with your healing touch. You managed to get to it just before it was too late.
All right, fair enough. Thank you. As long as she isn't furious with me, she's the one ally I don't want to lose.
No, she ain't angry. Although I wish I found a better way to find a way to speak to her. I mean, I doubt I can go to her Warden Reap and ask for the 100 gold back. So if I kind of just feel Graz and Jurnis' eyes boring into him and he says that.
Yes, well, I imagine unless you have an invitation, you would have to pay for...
I think she didn't expect someone to just want information out of her.
Oh no, considering her occupation.
Yeah, true. Still went in there, got information, and they didn't left.
Alright, so unless we have any more facts to spill that we shouldn't be spilling, I think we have the rest of our days.
Yes, I'm afraid that revelation is something I need to ponder over. Not entirely sure how I feel about Ulith right now.
Well, she was pleasant enough.
Oh yes, she saved mine and Graz's life. But she also stole a dear friend of mine. And I'm kind of sore about that.
I can understand that.
So, I'm
too
oh sorry,
overwhelmed
Jurnis.
to think about this shit right now. Let's go follow the crazy cow.
Yeah, no, I don't really want to be thinking about stuff either.
We should at least start our preparations. If we're going to be leaving down in a few days, we should start gathering supplies. Healing potions, if we're climbing in caves, probably ropes and climbing gear, things like that. Food. We are likely going to have to gather food for ourselves. Anything else anyone can think of?
Not gonna say, not to put too fine a point on it, but since the city's approved our little excursion, why don't we see if we can bag a few pet lunches from them?
I would, a point of order from the Dungeon Master. As part of the conversation Dot was having with you, she has explained that the city is providing all the basic amenities. You will not be paying for any kind of climbing equipment or, food or anything. The city will be... yeah. But again, anyone in the group can just, communicate that information that the city is providing the basic supplies along with the extra members of the group. So you will not need to cover any costs. However, any additional stuff that you wish to get for your own personal use, you are more than welcome to do so. And that is what I think we will be doing over the next 4 in-game days. Does that seem fair to everyone?
Yep.
Fair enough.
Okay.
I probably should have it here.
And Dot will, in fact, be true to her word, and they all have the nicest rooms, comfy, cozy rooms. I'm going to roll something very quickly. Ask for your patience, everybody. This is a significant roll for me anyway. One moment. Let's see. I'm going to post it to you. Okay. There you go, GM.
I would say there's going to be a disadvantage because you don't really know these people that well. So with a 12, I mean, it's possible. You've heard of strange things.
Yeah, so when the rooms are doled out, everybody gets their own rooms, except, oh, dear, there's a mistake, and somehow Jurnis and Graz have one room. But they can correct it if they want.
I'd also say over a couple of days, Skullface and Icarus will be blessing the ammunition.
Okay.
It is a nice tavern, y'all. I will tell you.
I can let you know what I would be overdoing over a few days.
So, Icarus would need some time to check in with the Holy Outreach and make sure they're prepared and how they're gathering the supplies. Because Icarus gave all the money he had to them. So
we are going
religious affairs.
That is fair. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down the list of what each individual person is going to be doing. So first of all, on the list, I mean, we have Dog. Does Dog have any special? I'm assuming Dog doesn't have any special plans. Okay.
Not specifically related to this.
That is fair. Yeah, your own particular agenda. Your own particular agenda, there's not really much you can do to further that at the moment. Tahu, the DM doesn't want to make assumptions, but you have some new information. You also saw what happened when that information was shared in regards to Mazaina. What would you like to be doing over the next 4 days?
Well, I still want to be useful. A bunch of my time would be spent basically researching and creating maps for us.
Okay.
So we basically get lost going down there.
Give me an investigation with disadvantage. An 11.
Nice.
11's not. Yeah, 11's not the worst, but here's the thing about where you are going. Aside from, say, a map of the sewer system, it is very difficult for you to find information in regards to the actual ruins of Nelial or the old archaeological tunnels that existed beforehand, because most of them were wiped out when, the sinkhole happened. So it's going to be a bit difficult, but I would say you do at least have one or two ideas about how if you really needed to, you yourself could navigate the sewer system of the city fairly easily if the need arose. I will also say as well, the DM has just noticed the time, and this activity itself might take a moment, so we will actually find out what happens with the party over the 4 days leading up to their Nelial delve next session.
Yes.
So, as is tradition, questions, comments, and theories.
Jurnis' liver is going to not function by the end of this.
I mean, possibly.
And Icarus have one session where he's not about to go nuclear.
It could happen.
At least now he knows that Jurnis has his back.
Yeah, and Dot tried.
Yeah, and yells at Icarus at least. He yells at Skullface at least, who's trying to look out for him.
Yeah.
You'll get sleep in the next 4 days.
I'm so sorry, D, but Jurnis does not trust Dot as far as she can throw her, and she has 0 strength modifier.
Also, Icarus still doesn't know who. I don't think Icarus still doesn't know who Rena is. So
No.
Over
She's
a
the-
period of 4 days, you could have a conversation.
Yeah. And I don't know why you
Exactly.
wouldn't trust Dot. I mean, she just represents the merchants. That's the trustworthy thing.
well, Skullface
Yeah.
knows he
She
can
rubs
trust
Jurnis
her,
the wrong
but
way.
Skullface knows he can trust her, but she remembers him from a long time ago.
Yeah, she doesn't know
And
the
just
current
like,
story. She only knows the past. But I'm sure you'll all grow to trust her, as you should. Yes, trust my characters. When has it ever steered you wrong?
Well, now, that's
Well,
a
was that one
loaded
time-
question.
That's a very loaded question.
well, there's that one time in Reno.
Yeah, well.
So, unless anyone has any other theories or anything, okay. We will go down the list. That will be a very good night from Dog.
Woof.
A very good night from Cream.
Okay.
A very good night from D.
Good.
Say again.
I said good night.
A very good night from Frux.
Good night, everyone.
A very good night from Icy.
Good night, everybody.
A very good night from Jurnis.
We're all doomed. Good night.
Yes. A very good night from Kubur.
Good night, everyone. Icarus has lost control of his life.
Haven't we all?
Welcome to the
Before
Paladin.
you close out, I will point out to Jurnis she can't spell doom without moo.
And a very good night from Sephi.
Night, night.
Good night, everyone. Take care.